Tommy Lee Jones has long been known as one of Hollywood's most intense, disciplined, and formidable actors, a man whose steely gaze, commanding voice, and uncompromising screen presence defined unforgettable roles in films like The Fugitive, No Country for Old Men, Men in Black, and JFK. Yet behind the image of the tough, no-nonsense performer admired for his intellectual sharpness and emotional restraint, Jones quietly lived a double life for nearly 30 years, one that carefully separated his public identity as a Hollywood powerhouse from a deeply private world few ever truly understood. While audiences saw men who appeared emotionally reserved, intimidating, and sometimes even aloof, the reality was far more complex, as Jones deliberately kept his personal thoughts, vulnerabilities, and inner life hidden from public view, choosing silence over confession in an industry that thrives on exposure. Unlike many of his peers, Jones never chased celebrity culture, avoided publicity whenever possible, and rarely spoke about his personal life, a decision rooted in his belief that an actor's work should speak louder than his personality. Yet this choice also masked the emotional weight he carried while balancing fame, intellectual ambition, and private introspection. During the height of his career, Jones was navigating a life of sharp contrasts, portraying hardened lawmen and morally conflicted figures on screen while privately immersing himself in literature, philosophy, ranch life, and a disciplined routine far removed from Hollywood excess, creating a quiet divide between the men the world thought it knew and the men he actually was. Those close to him later revealed that Jones's reserved nature was not coldness but control, a carefully maintained boundary that allowed him to function in an industry he often found intrusive, shallow, and exhausting. Especially as fame intensified scrutiny over the years, for decades, he maintained this dual existence with precision, giving everything to his craft while fiercely guarding his inner world, personal relationships, and emotional struggles, never allowing personal hardship or doubt to bleed into his professional persona. Even his reputation as difficult or intimidating on set was, in part, a misunderstanding born from his refusal to perform likability for the sake of public approval. As Jones prioritized discipline, respect for the work, and authenticity over charm, it was only later in life, through rare interviews and reflections from collaborators, that a fuller picture began to emerge, revealing a man of deep thoughtfulness, dry humor, loyalty, and quiet compassion, someone who felt deeply but expressed sparingly, choosing restraint as a form of strength rather than weakness. These revelations did not rewrite his legacy but enriched it, showing that Tommy Lee Jones's greatest performance may have been the life he lived off-screen, one defined by boundaries, self-respect, and the courage to remain private in an era that demands constant access. Ultimately, his story reminds us that not all double lives are built on secrets or scandal, but sometimes on deliberate silence, and that true complexity often lies not in what is revealed, but in what is carefully protected, making Tommy Lee Jones a rare example of a man who mastered both his craft and his privacy, living two lives in parallel for decades until the truth quietly came into focus.